All right, here we go. But then, come on, one thing I would like to let you know first, Madid, Lofizol Gafal Nasbara here fi Gurfadi, just let them unblock others because we would like this room to be very productive and we need others to come in here and contribute to the topic as well. If that's possible, ya kwana junubin, nano rarer ni alten nano kula na we are about 10 year up. If you have blocked others, Alekala, please unblock them for the time being, and then you can continue blocking them later on after this room is ended. Shukran. um, and then to start with this, first of all, I would like to greet you all, the 106 people, including myself, who are here in this room. This room has been open regarding the activities of NAS and what Bari community is stating. So there's an accusation being traded between NAS and South Sudan People Defense Forces and Bari community as well. So we don't know actually which is which. Therefore, Mr. Madid here came here and he asked a question: are NAS hiding behind Bari community or Equatoria as a region? Clubhouse does not allow people to write to write heading that much. So people have been writing in short. Sometimes there can be some English error, and do not mind about them. Ignore them and take word of mouth as we speak here. Baden madidi ni baja lek baden. Gorbin gon kitken nganki garian bu topic heading bu galway design it.
No, actually, Kurangadi is very big, very big. That's why somewhere I just cut off.
Yeah, it's supposed to be are NAS hiding behind Bari, not hide. Anyway, let's go ahead.
Because the room, as I said before, because the room, Kurangadi title is too big, so it cannot put the ing, cannot go there.
Yep, it can't go there. So let's just take it from what is there now. So I will read out the statement that has been written. It could be long, but bear with me for a couple of minutes. The statement is from the Army Command. The Army Command threatens to take legal action against the head of the Bari community because of the accusations against the army. The South Sudan People's Defense Forces. I hope you can hear me well all. Am I loud and clear? Am I loud and clear?
Yes, we can hear you. Very loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yes,
thank you.
Yes, Madut, yes.
Here we go. The South Sudan People's Defense Forces responded to the Bari Community Command in central Equatoria state to dispel the army's position that the rebel National Salvation Front (NAS) has a presence in Mangalak Payam. This comes after several exchanges of accusations through press and public statements made by the military, the Boer community, and the Bari community leaders over the clashes between the male headers of the Bari community. South Sudan People Defense Forces spokesperson Major General Lul Ruai, during a press conference held on Tuesday at the military headquarters in Juba, tasked the Bari community chief, Stephen Pitia Lako, with proving that there are no NAS rebels in Mangalak because the South Sudan People Defense Forces know otherwise. In mid-December, during the Christmas season, young men from Mangalak, Payam in Juba province clashed with Bor Dinka headsmen, forcing many Bari families to flee to the islands in the Nile. On Christmas Day, the South Sudan People Defense Forces said that its forces engaged National Salvation Front rebels in Mangla Payam and killed 5 rebel soldiers in a reconnaissance operation. NAS forces later issued a statement saying they had no presence in the area. Mangala Payam also hosts flood displaced people from Bor County in Jonglei State who have settled there by mutual agreement between Central Equatoria and the National Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management. On December 30th, 2022, Stephen Pitia Lako, president of the Bari community, during a press conference in Juba, issued a strongly worded statement and called for the withdrawal of the South Sudan People Defense Forces from the eastern and western banks of the Nile. He said the army, which was deployed to the Mangala Payam to protect those affected by the conflict, is now creating a situation of insecurity, preventing the movement of civilians and goods and bombing displaced civilians on the islands. Bor Bur Queer Bur Community Youth President, in a letter dated December 26, 2022, criticized NAS rebels and Bari youth for attacking headers from Bor who are internally displaced in Mangala. However, on Tuesday, General Roy called the Bari community leadership and tasked them with proving that there are no bases and or presence of NAS rebel forces in Mangala and neighboring islands, and that the army killed innocent civilians. He called for the he called for the formation of a joint fact-finding committee composed of the South Sudan People Defense Forces and the Bari community. Ruai said that prior to the bombing of the island, the South Sudan People Defense Forces reconnaissance force was attacked after discovering NAS trenches in defensive positions. We in the General Command of the South Sudan People Defense Forces call and demand that a joint fact-finding mission and an investigation team be sent to some of the islands where we found defensive holes and trenches, as well as offering them the mortars that we recovered after we dealt with them, General Roy said. He warned of legal actions against the Bari community leader. For them to prove us wrong or prove them wrong, only the task of fact finding will clear the air and determine who is wrong in terms of saying this or that. What will happen to the Bari society chief if he does not provide satisfactory answers to basic questions? General Roy asked, there are 3 courses of action that can be taken. He could be forgiven for not knowing. The second is that the South Sudan People Defense Forces is an institution, and before the law, as an institution, it has the right to sue for defamation of it. The South Sudan People Defense Forces spokeswoman said, "What it? Who is the spokeswoman here?" And there's a spokesman too. Girl, South Sudan People Defense Forces spokeswoman said, its December 2022 statement regarding the Mangala clashes had been taken out of context and that it did not refer to the Bari group as National Salvation Front rebel fighters. In the first instance, the first statement from the South Sudan People Defense Forces was taken out of context. There is nowhere in my text where I said the Bari are National Salvation Front rebels. Even if we go to interpretation, there is nothing like that in this statement. News site agencies. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's where we end here with a statement that has been written. Thanks. Now the floor is open to you. General Madid, I have read out the statement.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
Thank you, Wilson.
now
now
the
Linda.
جروب العربي ولا شنو؟
جروب عربي
جروب العربي لو طويلا ممكن اساعدك فيه كمان تاني.
اوكي. قيادة الجيش تهدد باتخاذ إجراءات قانونية ضد رئيس مجتمع باريا بسبب الاتهامات الموجهة للجيش. رددت قوات الدفاع الشعبية لجنوب السودان SSBDF على قيادة مجتمع باريا بولاية الاستوائية الوسطى لتبديد موقف الجيش من أن جبهة الخلاص الوطني المتمردة NAS لها وجود في منطقة منقلة بأيام. يأتي ذلك بعد عدة تبادلات الاتهامات من خلال البيانات الصحفية والعامة التي أدلى بها الجيش وجماعة بور وقيادة مجتمع باريا بسبب الاشتباكات بين الرعاة من رجال مجتمع باريا. كلف المتحدث باسم قوات الدفاع شعب جنوب السودان SSBDF اللواء لول روي خلال مؤتمر صحفي عقد اليوم الثلاثاء في المقر العسكري في جوبا رئيس مجتمع باريا ستيفن بيتيا لوكا بإثبات عدم وجود متمردي جبهة الخلاص الوطني NAS في منقلة، لأن قوات الدفاع الشعب جنوب السودان SSBDF تعرف على خلال ذلك في منتصف ديسمبر وخلال موسم احتفالات عيد الميلاد اشتبك شباب من منقلة بأيام في مقاطعة جوبا مع رعاة دينكا بور، مما أجبر العديد من أسر الباري على الفرار إلى جزر في نهر النيل. في يوم عيد الميلاد قالت قوات الدفاع الشعبي جنوب السودان أن قواتها اشتبكت مع متمردي جبهة الخلاص الوطني في منقلة بأيام وقتلت 5 جنود متمردين في عملية استطلاعية أصدرت قوات دفاع جبهة الخلاص الوطني NAS في وقت لاحق بيان قالت فيه أنه لا يوجد لها وجود في المنطقة. كما تستضيف منقلة في أيام النازحين بسبب الفيضانات من منطقة بور في ولاية جونغلي الذين استقروا هناك باتفاق متبادل بين الاستوائية الوسطى والوزارة الوطنية للشؤون الإنسانية والدرع الكوارث. في 30 ديسمبر 2022 أصدر ستيفن بيتيا لوكا رئيس مجتمع باريا خلال مؤتمر صحفي في جوبا بيانا شديد اللهجة ودعا إلى انسحاب قوات الدفاع شعب جنوب السودان SSBDF من الضفتين الشرقية والغربية لنهر النيل، وقال أن الجيش الذي تم نشره في منقلة في أيام لحماية المتمردين من النزاع يشكل الآن حالة من انعدام الأمن ويمنع من حركة المدنيين والبضائع ويقصف المدنيين النازحين في الجزر. انتقد رئيس شباب باريا انتقد رئيس شباب مجتمع بيبور كوبر بيبور في خطاب مؤرخ في يوم 26 ديسمبر 2022 انتقد متمردي جبهة NAS الوطني وشباب باريا لمهاجمة الرعاة من بور الذين هم النازحون داخليا في منقلة. ومع ذلك دعا الجنرال روي يوم الثلاثاء قيادة مجتمع باريا كلهم وكلفهم بإثبات عدم وجود قواعد أو وجود لقوات NAS متمردة في منقلة والجزر المجاورة وإن الجيش قتل مدنيين أبرياء، ودعا إلى تشكيل لجنة مشتركة لتقصي الحقائق تتألف من قوات الدفاع شعب جنوب السودان SSBDF أو مجتمع باريا. وقال روي أن قبل قصف الجزيرة تعرضت قوات الدفاع الشعبية للاستطلاع للهجوم بعد اكتشاف خنادق جبهة الخلاص الوطني NAS في مواقع دفاعية. قال الجنرال روي: نحن في القيادة العامة لقوات شعب جنوب السودان ندعو ونطالب بإرسال بعثة مشتركة لتقصي الحقائق وفريق لتحقيق إلى بعض الجزر حيث وجدنا حفرا وخنادق دفاعية، وكذلك تعرض عليهم قذائف الهاون تركناها بعد أن تعاملنا معهم، وحذر من اتخاذ إجراءات قانونية ضد زعيم مجتمع بارية. بالنسبة لهم ليثبتوا لنا أننا على خطأ أو أن نثبت خطأهم، فإن مهمة تقصي الحقائق هي فقط تستلقي الأجواء وتتحدد من المخطئ من حيث أن قوات هذا أو ذاك. ماذا سيحدث لرئيس مجتمع بارية إذ لم يقدم إجابات مرضية على الأسئلة الأساسية؟ سأل الجنرال روي هنالك 3 مسارات عمل يمكن اتخاذها، يمكن أن يغفر لقوله لعدم معرفته، والثاني هو أن قوات SSBDF هي مؤسسة وأمام القانون كمؤسسة لها الحق في رفع دعاوي قضائية أو مقاطعة بسبب التشهير بها. وقالت الناطقة بلسان SSDF أن بيانه الصادر من قانون الأول ديسمبر 2022 بشأن اشتباكات منقلة قد خرج من سياقه، وأنه لم ينشر أي جماعة بارية كمقاتلين متمردين لجبهة الخلاص الوطني. وقال البيان في المقام الأول تم إخراج البيان الأول من قوات الدفاع شعب جنوب السودان من سياقه، ولا يوجد أي مكان في نص حيث قلت أن البارية هم متمردون جبهة الخلاص الوطني. حتى لو ذهبنا إلى التفسير فلا يوجد شيء على هذا النحو من هذا البيان. شبكة نيو سايت لوكالة الأنباء.
So much, Okti, Linda. Let us now open the floor. So moderators, you guys can go ahead and open the floor. I will be silent because I'm in the studio too. So if I talk, it will sound. So now you guys can take over. Thank you. First
All
lady.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, should we start opening the floor?
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
All
Wilson,
right.
make an introduction, and then you give us chances.
Yep. So now, since the question above here is, are NAS hiding behind Bari community or Equatoria as a region? As well, we have produced evidences here from the statement released by the Department of South Sudan People Defense Forces from the headquarters in Bilfa. And Brigadier General Lul Ruai has spoken. All right. And the statement has been read out in both English and Arabic. I don't know if it has been done so in other rooms, like the likes of Simon Nabui and Teresa Leila Jubek room. Okay. This room, just to give you benefit of the doubt, or I don't know about the promise, because sometimes promises can be broken. But I would like to let you all know, if you are Equatorian, Nuer, Sholuk, or from other tribes of Faratit in Bargazal or anything of the kind, you are all welcome here. As long as you are Junubi, you are all welcome here. And the room will be inclusive and transparent, okay? So if you have any statement to come and make, please feel free, okay? You are more than welcome to come here and participate in this wonderful room. And I hope God bless our heart to maintain peace throughout the deliberation or throughout the discussion period, okay? Hopefully for the next 11 hours or 10 hours, it depends how the room goes, okay? But then, Kaman, what I would like to let you know, it seems nowadays there are other people who are using a lie, or the lies are being advanced to the level whereby soon and very soon lies will be taught at the university as part of an arts degree. You know, lies is becoming is becoming an art. Yeah,
Well,
lying is
I read
becoming an art.
Yeah, I read about that
Therefore,
before.
Huh?
I read about that.
It is
You're
just
right.
terrible. The way people lie. Talga zol kabir zol biteremu kaman gal gadi kef. Lakin lo bada yikadib hina. Wallahi aitakayf ya. المهم دين كولا.
ما حاجات الكل سياسيا but انا يعني يا دكتور ويلسون انا يعني
أنا
بحترمك
بديك
كثيرا.
you know.
اسمع يا
Okay, I'll
ممكن
give you a chance later
تعطينا
on in this
الفرصه
call.
عشان نحدث للشعب الجنوب السودان برضو. انا كنت محتضر لهذا
Denkola, can you wait for your
Then,
turn, brother?
can you
Just
wait,
take this, please. Yeah.
please?
Just
والله
أصبر
ما
دين
في
كولا.
مشكله يا
Mute
جماعه.
yourself. ما في مشكلة بس just أصبر. Okay. It's good to see you, Denkola. Very long time. Thank God you are here with us. Just Asbur. The thing is here, lying is becoming an art. Okay. So what we will do here is to prove people wrong with all the nonsense they have been spreading outside there, and this and that and that. Okay. An audio has been played. Okay, and it was from a video, and it is there in YouTube. And then written statements have been read out both in Arabic and English. So we are here to prove the wrongdoers right, or whatever you may take it. Okay, we are here to make our statement and make sure other people understand, or they will be the judges out there. Are we doing the right thing, or are we telling the right thing, or are we the liars, as it has been portrayed by others in other rooms? And besides, some people resort to abusive behaviors instead of stating what they have to say. Okay, so the introduction have been done when we read out the statements, and the topics right there above, and the room will be open to everyone. So welcome all, and I will pass the mic to First Lady of Fana Jagangau. Further, First Lady, in the young mic before Bugla Ten Koikok.
Also, Madud, make the time to what time, like how many timing people, like 5 minutes each?
Yeah, apparently we are many here, and then it will take long, so we'll give them 5 minutes. But not everyone can be given 5 minutes. Sometimes, if there's substance in someone's statement, you can allow them to speak a little bit more, but they have to be mindful of the time, because time is precious. Okay. But
Can you
5
go
minutes.
to the next person? I will come after that person, okay?
All right, shukran then. Time limit will be 5. But if you ask to be given extra time, depending on how much substance is in your statement, then we will do so. Shukran. So know that time limit is 5. Okay. Nyanijing, further.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The co-hosts or co-moderators and all our listeners. We thank you, all of you guys, for coming and joining us. We are here today to talk about the NAS, what do you call it? Sorry, Wilson. I'm busy a little bit. Can you move the line or give my chance to Ding Kola and I'll come back? Sorry. Give it to Ding Kola because he's very anxious. Yeah. I'll come back.
You're a busy mom. Linda Nonkuba Lui Art, before we can go to Denkola, and then Denkola seemed to be in a honeymoon mood. He's new. He opened his account a long time ago, but then he hasn't been around for quite some time. So he seems to be
أنا
in
بس كنت
honeymoon
درس
mood.
البيت في روم بتاع جبهة ناس هم نفوا وجودهم في منقلة، وفي البيان طلعوا قوات ناطق رسمي باسم الجيش لودروي إنهم لقوا دانات وحفر بتاع خنادق. إذا عندهم ما عندهم وجود الدانات والحفر بتاع الخنادق ديل بتاع منو يعني مواطنين بتاع مجتمع باريا، فده السؤال اللي قاعد يطرح نفسه، يا ريت نلقى له إجابة. ممكن تمرر الدور برادة مدود.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Denkola,
Yes,
in
sir.
Bugiek honeymoon, in honeymoon mood, in
No,
like
I'm
then and
not.
then you disappear for quite some time. So
Okay,
further,
go ahead. Uh-huh.
you heard of the statement. The giga,
uh-huh.
I want you to focus on the topic because you heard of the statement I read out in English, and you heard the same from Linda when she read it out in Arabic. So take it from there. Thank you.
Yeah, طبعا دكتور ويلسون بشكرك جدا because in what كتكالوي everything you have done on social media from Facebook back in 2012 after your Malala 2023 I've been aware of you and you the person that every South Sudanese people should respect and should love because your political ideals you become even bigger than Dr. Joseph Lago in reality. When we compare our past generation to our modern generation, that's a bit pure about you. Like, Nalang Junubu when I yoke from J1 from other political sector, well, of rebels, some below, Dr. Wilson is blah blah. I love it like, hey, now you guys are wrong because this guy, his political ideals and how he speak and what he contributes into our country is something that even way bigger, even Joseph Lafoza, like ideals, Dr. Wilson, Maduranyar, even what is name?
Hey, Asma, Joseph Lago,
No.
Joseph Lago is a living legend. Asmani, Joseph
It
Lago is a
is.
living legend. Let's focus on the topic.
Finish my statement. Let me finish my statement before other people. This is topic that I look about will debate in the future. This I'm just gonna start my statement by saying what I believe. Okay. And I'm not here. I didn't come on Clubhouse to fight with people because that's not. I'm not a person who fight people. I'm a man of peace. You see, I don't believe in Equatorial this, Barkazal that, more this, nor that. I don't believe in that. I believe in one united country, and I believe in the future of our generation because, and I grew up in Khartoum. I went to school there. I struggled. I watched my mom selling Marisa, blah, blah, and I know how hard she struggled before we even make it to the United States for the last 23 years ago. And the same thing that as parents, I don't want any parents of Junubin to go through that. I think we're quite die. So my biggest prayers is that you obey how to create a political movement that will bring us together as a country. And forget the past. About the past. We want to fight each other. We could point out he did this wrong. We don't want to listen to him. We don't want him in the power. That thing will by all our people. Like it's just we have to focus on our future. I think, forget the past. Let's focus on our future. Let's come together as people. Let's fight what we learned in the past. Our heroes make a lot of mistakes. Yes, we understand that, but we can learn from them. If we want to have a better country, and forget all the threats. You cannot come to South Sudan anymore. That's some bullshit. Okay? That's some bullshit. I don't believe in that. Are you guys listening?
Yeah, we're listening.
Okay.
Go ahead.
National security.
We're listening.
My people, Sudan, I want you to listen to me very clearly. The national threat because South Sudanese kadang dunia pingo called national security threat kana threats. That's the one thing that we need to fight. Because in man chiben here ko palang pogi, there are no threats. That this is something that we don't want to happen.
Madia, I believe topic candidate indina anwan yaltui our NAS, National Salvation Front, NAS of Thomas Chirilo, are they hiding behind Bari community or Equatoria as a region? Are they carrying out some negative activity behind Bari and then pushing Bari community to do the talk, blah, 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 including the president or the chairman of Bari community in Juba, okay, including the former Mayor Callisto of Bari community, and then other elders within Bari, such as General Lado Gore, Alfred Lado Gore, was there during the meeting when this guy was spitting out some venomous crap at the presence of ambassador of the United States of America to South Sudan. Okay, so that is the topic we are focusing on. We got nothing to do with national security doing this or that. What you have heard, the statement you have heard, or would you like us to read it out to you once again? Please, in case you didn't understand what we have been battling here in Clubhouse for the last couple of weeks, or even month or a year, slow it down and allow those people who know what to do talk. I don't mean to disrespect you, but this is not disrespecting either. It's just that you don't understand what we are talking about. You haven't heard of it before. You just turn up today, and then probably that's why you are shifting gears. Okay, that's why you are off track, my brother. So nanong wedu na kirba lego ana bedik digiga kubalwe wrap up, and then we'll move on with the room. Shukran. Bang Mike du bang Anchok, please. This year. Then call further. All
Then
right,
call
ladies and gentlemen.
then sleep Alicia.
Intimal then call mute. Then you are muted.
No, I'm not asleep. I just lost my voice, cut out my mic, guys. But I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, you were on mute. So Anna inter the giga. Anong trik, but where do
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
come on, I'm on Clubhouse because I have it for last year, but this is the time I really like want to join Clubhouse, which is I like it. But my opinion is this, yeah, Jamanas. Allegation, Wilson Kamilka, which is political allegation. Sometimes you cannot pay about something you don't understand. Tuman ko akalar chulo for Sudan between Tutkel, Kujala, the killing of his brother, and the soldiers were assassinated in front of the camera. If you guys did that, why was it Kasur in the first place? We got a lot of people like so angry. I don't know if you guys even aware of that. Soldiers were like in front of camera, like. And who ordered that assassination? That was Turkey himself because he tried to get revenge, thinking that, oh, those are the people who killed his brother, his general brother. You understand? So Colorado Sudan is so much. There's something that actually low about for social media. You try to talk like you're aware of it because you can even be targeted, you know.
Brother Denkola, do you know Jabha Khalas Inga? Quite Thomas Langike? Quite Lua Gufi highway then. Yeah, Ake the one that we're talking about right now in this room.
And then his brother become a rebel here on social media.
Yeah, Bashir and them, yes.
Bashir, yes, Bashir. Ma wamuno walu en target kada warlu rebel again Junubin achila gariak machar. Oh, I'm your partner because I'm fighting inside, like parables, you know. We know all of that. Asa Bashir, Sudan, we have to forgive him. You know what? Bashir, we know who is it. We have to forgive him because I'm on by. And then if we say, yeah, I'm sorry for my mistake, then we have to forgive him. But to be honest, we know who those people are. We know all of them. Negotiation.
Yeah, thank you, brother, for your inputs.
Negotiation. My national security, we know all of them. And get a lot of national security. America, citizen. I know all of them. Sometimes I talk to them, I jump joke like they call America, we bad. Our report. I was like, well, you guys are jokers, you know. I laugh with them sometimes, but sometimes I believe they are well too. Like, come by a win by way, blocker, because the North Sudan of Pandun and it's a nation full of wealth. So you talk about it,
Okay.
for that.
Denkola, Madia, please, Jol County, Kaja. Young Yi, Ubara, Jabel, but my Tinko coping. When reason winning, because when no be walked and do open jam, be can you first. And then Bajal Ben Bade can chop what Jok may jam. Okay, I mean, we'll go back to the line. Think Pana Jarang, are you there? First lady, are you there?
Takuten Jamus Madut.
Okay, Jamus, further, is your turn now. Because the
Thank you.
room approved Nikelum Hajat 10 minutes ago. So in further, Jamus.
Thank you. Thanks to Eagle Media Forum and all of you moderators, Comrade Madid, Sister Linda, First Lady, you, Dr. Wilson, Nyan Jiang. You guys made this opportunity for all of us to come and discuss our issues and to analyze them and see. And for those who does not know what the root cause of our problem in South Sudan is, this is a great topic. I appreciate it. And I have had a little bit yesterday, a little bit info regarding that, but it was not that much. But until today, I got even more information about it. Yeah, Jamana, I will say this. NAS and Bari community, they know exactly what is going on. Even if our government intervene uh, to come to their own investigation of the matter at hand regarding this release manifesto from the government itself, you know, we all know that these people, and according to that that letter or the document, the problem is clear. Even the people on a social media, just from the information they get, they know what is going on. And I believe some of them even know before the government even noticed. And the government may have known about it earlier during its development, but because of other circumstances at hand that might keep them from engaging right on time. But I'm glad this time they did, actually. But as far as the trenches and the NAS and the Bari, see, these are the same people working together, basically. There is no doubt about it. The Bari people, their youth, okay, the youth of Bari, excuse me, and 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 the NAS, these people are working together hand in hand. Why I say this? Because who can you pin on it right now? The Bari community? They will say, no, it's not us. The NAS? Yeah, more likely, yes. The youth? Yes. Who are the youth though? It still is the Bari people, the Bari youth. Okay. But as far as the weapons, the arms that have been caught there, you know, these are the core problems that we know regarding the rebellion that is happening in the country, whether it's opposition, whether it's Thomas Cirillo, all of these are working together. And now they got to the point of recruiting people under the nose of our government, right under their nose. And that tells you exactly these people have shifted up the gear now. Like you said earlier, they shift up the gear to the next move that they're going to do. And that is the result of it, because the government is not being vigilant enough with the national security, okay? With the national security agency to be deployed everywhere to know what is going on within the country. And now you got the Bari youth there with the heavily artillery weapons, okay? The heavy weapons that are used even during the liberation time. How did they end up having them? These are the questions that is there. And I'm not going to say I can point too far. No, I'm not going to point too far. It's with the help of Thomas Cirillo. And they are all working together. So they got these young people within Central Equatoria, training them, brainwash them, and tell them that there is something got to be liberated here. They give them a false hope so they can start this nonsense within the Central Equatoria. So we cannot be sugarcoating anything here. Let us just go straight fact to it. You call a spade a spade. So this youth of Bari is being allowed there. They allow their youth to do that. In fact, they are in agreement, because otherwise the government would have known about this immediately. Okay? The governor in the region would have got some information or had some information. Somebody knows something, and the authorities would have been alerted that something is being cooked up here, and this is not good. Okay? But it has been going on, and that's what they've been doing. They've been empowering themselves to do that. And I think that this should wake up the government of South Sudan, okay, to start patrolling every places and continue to disarm these people and go after the rebels. The rebels like Thomas Cirillo and the NAS, the government need to go after them, because this is just the beginning of it. If the youth can be brainwashed, okay, to carry such arms, even to a point to dig trenches, that means you militarize the young people, okay? You train them to combat who? A country that is already liberated? This is the problem at hand. Why the people of the region of Central Equatoria are in denial, especially the Bari community and even the NAS. They are in denial that they are not empowering people and they are not part of these things that are happening. But all of them are part of it. They are doing that. You see now the young people had to end up go dying in their places while they are the one, so rebels are supposed to die. Okay, the NAS, the people of Thomas Cirillo are supposed to be the one, engaging in firefight with the government since they are rebels, open rebels. Okay, but you want to recruit the young people to be chased by the government and be hunted down because they are in an illegal activity. And that is a terrorism. And they are not going to admit to that. We all know this. These people are always in denial. They're not going, they're going to try to smear it around so that there is no answer to it and be left like that. And I see some people are saying they should be forgiven. How many? How long this forgiving things got to happen? And before how many people die that the government of South Sudan needs to realize forgiveness is one of the root cause of the problems in South Sudan. People do something wrong and then the innocent people dies. The America that now that involved in that in terms of the recent problem with the Central Equatorial former mayor, Callisto, okay, the, the initiation of that talk, okay, if these people was interesting for South Sudan truly to be peaceful, they would involve diligently with a good heart, with a good intentions, okay, to see that through. They have all the technology. They could have come and even train our armed forces, even better than that if they need to, show them how to use drones, all of these good things, okay? But there is no interest here. So they like what is happening. So I take that out of the way. But the Bari youth are the ones dug these trenches. They've been trained by NAS and by other oppositions, those of Thomas Shirillo. They have been trained. They have been trained for this. And how many more you think are trained that are out there right now? So they're trying to do that and to cause more destabilization and more state in South Sudan, especially in Equatorial region. So I'm urging the government of South Sudan, okay, to deploy more national security agents, undercover agents, on foot agents, and all the military personnel to start patrolling and investigating all of these cases and bring them to justice. And I must say this lastly. If I am Bari youth, I should not be going to pick up any weapon and be trained for any nonsense reason. Because I don't want the government of South Sudan right now to be blamed for killing young people, while young people are so idiot and so stupid to be recruited by these NAS and other opposition forces that are against the government. They are being misled. And anybody who picks up an arm against the government of South Sudan, they are enemy of the state. And the government have every right to terminate or neutralize them on the spot. That is no question asked. Such thing goes on in United States, in Canada, in Australia. If you are enemy to the state, the government has the right to neutralize you. They would have to eliminate you at once. That's it. No question asked. No negotiation. And that is what the government of South Sudan need to do. So I would like to stop right
Yes,
here and
Mahmoud.
thank you all for
No,
giving me this
I was
opportunity.
going to remind you of the time. I was going to remind you of the time. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you
What
for
is
the
the question?
opportunity, Dr. Wilson and all the moderators. I'm going to drop myself now, and I appreciate the time. Thank you.
يا moderators أنا داير أقول لكم حاجة بس نازل أوكي معلش لو سمحتوا
Okay. All right.
انتوا بالذات انتوا المودريتورز ديل مركزين في باك شانل ناس ديل شغالين شتايم وشنو جنجي جنجي وكلام فارغ ديل كده مودريتور واحد بس يشتغل في الناس ديل اي كلب يكتب ضد قبيله ولا شنو
La,
بتاع
Luma
عملوا
Musa,
ريموف
Kabir,
طوالي
look, look, look.
عملوا ريموف
Uh,
Let him
طوالي
just
no,
comment.
no, 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 no,
No, no,
no,
let
no.
them
What did
comment.
tell you that? Sorry. Dwak Lu removed.
We
Palakek.
will,
Won't I
yes.
got
Just let them be there. Let them comment.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Let them comment. I was in that room. There were Denka commanding and all this. They were not removed, so that's okay. Just keep it there.
Okay, Team Dude Concordia, you the next anyway. The thing is here, Natalie, I saw your comments there. Detective Kalam Farik all the time. Dinka, just stop killing people in South Sudan. I invited you to come up, Teji Tikelimu, the Koshmak, Alin Dagda, Lakininta Abed. You know, you refused to come. So Loder Teji folk, Tal folk. Al Gurfa Demaz is not like the rooms of those useless oppositions whereby they can lie, and when Denkawi or someone like Madudanyar raise up his hand, they will never take you up there. This room is open to everyone, and it is going to be inclusive and transparent, and everything will be done in good fashion. Okay? Ubaden Dominica and Miss Chelsea Badal, you need to behave yourself, girls. I warned you last time, and you're not respecting yourself. If you continue that way, and I launch on you, especially you, Chelsea, you will not love it. Okay? Itum amaltu agara le welet amati kebel kida with all those of Edward Achek, Emmanuel Ajawin, itum amnachuluku sharamid bitakum. Sorry about the language, guys, but I'm telling you the truth. Itum del, I will come for you. It is not going to be like what you did to Suleiman Dandra. Okay? I still have it in my heart. So, Chelsea, be careful, my Dominica. Okay? Not every now and then, hey, God must be crazy. Kalam faring, hey. This God must be crazy. God will be crazy for real soon. Just ask Buru. Best. Anyway, guys, we will move on with the room. Okay? So, Natalie, if you want to come up, or if there's any Equatorian or Shulukawia or Shulukawi or Nwerawi, Deriatla folk or Zolbita Muarida, okay, here is it. Palinta God Few is welcome here. Okay? Raise up your hand and you will be brought up and you will state your statement. How are you not agreeing with simple facts that we are presenting?
Enta good azol dari yarka folk wala ke enta good ke.
Zor Deriatla folk.
Oh, okay. Ana good azol yarka folk. Lana lo good azol yarka folk de haja
Yeah,
tani.
that's the language. The same language, Ami. The same language. You're Kafogo. Same language.
No, ma yarka folk. I'm folk.
يا متكتك يا متكتك الزول ده ما زول بتاع ايست افريكا ما بعرف انجليزي ما بعرف عربي يا جيك
يا زول اسمع انت
Zolo
يا لوفي
بيعرف
بتاع
عربي يا
خرطوم ده
عمي. So
كونكوجا
يركب فوق ويجي فوق
كان
نفس
كوجا
حاجة.
no kan koja we Khartoum we ka kajiraj. So we're not going to talk that much that way. We don't want to turn it that way. Behave yourself. So what will happen? Lozol derrière folk will derrière la folk tal. That's it. Team dot dom line ko. What we
I'm ready, man. Let me come before him, as I will be busy again.
Hey, gentlemen, why should it be Team Dot and there's a line? I'm there, Manon is
I
there.
came before you, brother.
You refresh your phone, ya Kir. Good. First
Okay,
lady.
thank you.
Okay, thank you. Shukran, Jama. Ana ma hatkallam zatu more than even 5 minutes. It will be 2 minutes because I'm at work right now. What I need to say here, I need to tell opposition one thing. They need to differentiate between Denka and government. One, they make their lies, let the lies to go in one side. When people come back and fight them, they can fight them in one traffic. Not to be two different traffic. That's going to be too much on them. This is the one thing I need to tell you. Lano room given kuna gadin few, and we get a lot of abusive. People abusing us like in we didn't say anything. Because we know them all the time that the liars, they make a lot of propagandas and they never accept the wrong thing. I was wondering, Ibel, the lady so-called Gula Yara Sima Molana, can of fruit yamal accept what's happening in the Mangala. I know whom
Teresa did you?
Teresa did they should supposed to accept because they was trying to say Thomas Rilla is very strong. And they know that Thomas Rilla will change the country. He's represent the whole country. So when they denied their affair, their business, that means they denied even the South Sudanese rights. You need to accept and accept yourself what you're doing there. That's you need to face the government with. But keep denying stuff. It's not going to be fair. في one thing اللي أنا شفت قبل في كيس اللي قاعد يحصل ده because they fell. They fell lanu indum kan again indum kan any plan in day 25 to attack Juba. It should the Kandakadel Malom Maxus because the December because of December. If you guys realize, Teresa when she make the shows, show bitama gadi so who sakit. Your mind kulu sakit completely. Whom sakato hatta nas it were check sakato mind my haja because I follow up was people down there, you know. Like in the if they fell like now they fell, they're not even win their game. Shankida is always backing up. They not even want to accept what was going on, and they just say maybe need a mom like they're not what's going on. As long government is strong and 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 you guys don't want to accept you are facing the government, that's absolutely your weekend. That's your weekend. We show up there, yeah, Teresa. But I need you to differentiate. Don't ask, don't talk about. If you are do believe Bari, his case accused and NAS, a rebel, Mata hut denka foko.
First lady.
They don't, it, the muda, and another. Oh, it's okay. Don't, wagachi ko jitang ten, please, just be careful.
I'm one sulukan and gila dia first lady.
I okay ko ila daru na lera ka jemushilo but you know what be powerful and support the man called the Macherilo, but any denial thing yeah my sister you can just say I'm going to do what resign because as long you are a spokesperson to Macharello and everything didn't went well, you should deny it and get yourself out there because أنا بشوفه we've been at the denial everything because لما الجفرمنت يطلع حاجة ما بيطلعوا ساكت وشويتين على كاذب كندا قاعدين يسهروا بعد شوية you guys are regret وتجي تسكلوا تقولوا oh لما في السكوت بتاعكم that mean you guys are this thing was done by you guys but أنا داير أقول لك حاجة one thing SPLM ما في زول قال SPLM is a terrorist group لأنه لو كان هي terrorist group it did not even liberate the country until he raised the flag it raised by those liberating people Alinta Alela you accuse them because you don't have any reason to attack the government or Shantamulo mess up. This is the one thing I need to tell you guys, and I tell you guys. I think last time I raised it up, and because you trying to bring tools, something can make you to be a powerful. But there is, I think, it's a gone case. I know a time and Amolo Mark remarks SPLM and SPLA like Abuiki Belgarigulu. That's why the reason why they change it to SSS BDF. It's not because of that. If it's because of that, we should not even continue. The country should not even be established. You guys need to put that in your mind. لأنه أنتوا قاعدين تكذبوا ما قاعدين تفكروا كتب حقكم ده هيرجع لكم. لأن أنتوا ناس لما تقولوا أنتوا فعلا أنتوا ناس مسؤولين أو تقولوا ناس فاهمين وعندكم education بتقدر تفهموا. For you can see the time that thing was being posted. It was very long years ago. Before that, the country was being given to be a country. But the one thing you need to put in your mind, yeah, Teresa and Simon Aboy, I was coming after you today. But Comrade Madid open this room, it will be okay. But we still have a plan to open another room too. Then if you hajat katir you guys were saying, you will wow. Don't educate your people and add them. Lano is a can separatist and unionist are doing one thing and you don't want to get yourself out. What people are gonna put you here? They will level you like you guys are leveling people all the time. Like now we are speak here, but it's where you not them to. And that's the thing I need to clarify to you because you are the one bring this mess. We should not even be one in one room, like, but you was addressing both sides. You're addressing this community. Government is separate, and Yang is a separate. You don't need to differentiate. But now don't complain again and say, oh, well, the Bari be the labeling. And you've been labeled Denka for very long years ago. لما نحن نقول لكم no ما تقولوا زي ده ما قاعدين تعملوا accept. لو هسه بقى وجع بقى قاعد يوجعكم you don't need to take it. You should take it. لأن ده منكم انتوا educate people. وده أول حاجة نحن قاعدين نقول لكم من زمان يا جماعة انتوا ما تجيبوا الحاجات اللي بعدين لو نحن مشينا فيه. Some people will adapt this. They will not gonna be okay. Like هالليلة ده وفي شنو تاني حصل؟ مش قاعدين قاعدين تقطوا في سايت بتاعكم 24/7 هنا قاعدين نقول لا القفا ده ما بتاع دينكا زي ما ليلة قاعد يوجعكم إذا كان قلتوا ليلة باريهم ده ناريبل أوكي كسيتو ولا اسمه كوليستو إذا كوليستو ليلة قال نفسه هو حي وقال له من أسبيلام
كاليستو
كاليستو يا وكاليستو قالوا من government who support government and who نفس الوقت هو أسبيلام. Okay, what happened
Yeah,
after that?
First Lady, Callisto da ta Burhamas. مش ممكن يقول ناس تاني تاع Burhamas هو تاع Burhamas because he's working inside. He's the enemy within.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
Okay. This is normal. It's normal to our people when they remove them from their job, they come and turn around and against the government. Even him is also from the same party. He should not even accuse as party. He can go and give himself time and give himself quiet a little bit. لكن ممكن زول تاني يعمل حاجة ده لكن هنا عرفنا reason why Callisto come out. Then you need to confuse people not to focus what you guys are trying to do in 25 عشان الناس يكونوا focus ورا Callisto and في حاجة behind. لكن عشان الاثنين فشلتوا فيه يا هو اللي بقي دايرين تقولوا والله هنا they love all entire community. If you guys know this is not good in the end, you better start confess and say we were doing wrong to you guys and fight with the government only. We're not fighting the whole Equatorial. We all the time going to go to La Mava community, entire community for we differentiate by name. Garinam show after you guys by name. But you guys are keeping teaching people until Hajada, some people adapted it. Like Ibeleta Gatamul blame Jamus. What is Jamus mistake here now? They gibel meri garigul. Mashit jibtu bitahajata sabayina. Gal finas torodo from Rumbek. How many years ago? Nina na sabayina rufita maninat. I never heard anything like that. ما في أي زول تردو في area بتاع برغزال كله أرلوش. The accusation you to gani تعملوا تجيبوا من بتاع سبعينات بتاع تمانينات because you need to cover your lie. عشان انتوا تكون عندك حق كمان. What you are doing now in Equatorial land because you need something to be comparing to what people have done it before. Which is this is wrong. It's my first time in my life. That's my zol في Rumbek تردو. وناس منهم check ده اللي تقدر تقوله ده ناس منهم check ده ناس منو ناس منهم check ده ناس الماين هم دانا belong in that area ناس ما عندهم blood mom لكنه ده عندهم anti-marriage
just repeat it to them.
yes
Zande and Moro.
yes منهم check normal in Rumbek those the people migrate the migration came from different places لما يصلوا هنا
actually they are Shilluk.
No, they are migrant from different part from South Sudan. I know that with that we should name them too in our Gok area. Lakin hina magarina molom label. Magarina dum name. Bigodo finas bihibu what bitana. Mungkin yidum shiluk. Mungkin yitalolo masnanum. And they're really living now with us. We never change our voices. We never
Yeah,
change
First Lady, do you guys have a Mundum check in Gok or in the Rumbek? Because I heard in the Rumbek people they have a Mundum check.
Only Rumbek a Mundum check. I usually bit small is a Mundum check. Ubu agar ubugola Mundum check. There's all bukunya zandawi. Ya bukun kuku. Even hatta zatu nuba fi gadi. Ana fi nuba hatta ana bithaladumi. O min banat for. Min da foreign there. Listen ma wadi nasardin. وهي في مناقار حتى وما مناقار لكن أم بدا ما أم أمي بنات قاعدة أقوات ودي أقار أقول لك في أقار ما منمكن أي زول بيجي في اريا بتاع أقار ده بخطوه في دموع طوالي ما دام منمكن بدوك اريا بالكامل ها ده ناس عادين they really recognize them ما في زول بتردوا برا من رومبيك خالص حتى كان في شباري ولا كان وين انا ما اعرف جابوا حته ده من وين الليله وفي عندنا اخونا كمان اللي عمل مش عمل sell herself out instead of to defend this case انا لما كتبت التهدى الليله it's my first time to write something قلت له حاجه ده is I don't know where this thing came from فانا هجيب هنا يا جماعه move the line we have a lot of stuff to talk about this you guys need to just you need to go back a little bit عشان انتوا تشوفوا انتوا قاعدين تتكلموا شنو وخاصه تريزا دي Teresa, it's my first time to ننطق اسمك تاني الليلة لأن أنا I educate you not even to mention people name and that's good لكن أنا أقول لك يا Teresa one thing that's my last thing and I will talk a little bit even more today you know أنت قلت بل والله حتى ناس زي لما يقولوا ناس في ناس قاعدين يمشوا جوبا بيقولوا we went there and we never get raped كده أنت أمسك ticket بتاعك وامشي جوبا هناك if the people go and rape you I cannot lie that's your area. And why I did not come and lie and say I get raped in Juba? One of our less I see the sauce about one of my the Kadari, you can could. Then exactly the downtown, Juba town. I don't need even transport because they live where I live and where all the time I get accommodation is inside in the middle of the downtown, you know? Fadi de kalam give any the feel your treasure, but I will let it go. But today business is a business. You need to get out Denka from this mess. Nas is Nas. Or Bari. If we don't need Bari to be included in this thing, let Bari not to support Thomas Sharelo because Thomas Sharelo is rebel. He's a terrorist. It's a terrorist group. And thank you.
Wilson, somebody's calling First Lady that I will call my cow's name First Lady. Why are you calling your cow name First Lady? You're supposed to call yourself a cow. انتوا ما ممكن تنبسوا ناس يا جماعة. أي زول بنبس زول في كاما please remove them.
Yeah, I'll remove them. Yeah. Let's move on with the line. Team, do it further.
Thank you, Marit. First of all, let me thank all of you. Brother Madut, Linda, First Lady as a moderator, and Madit, who opened the room, and Nyan, I wouldn't really, Nyan Jing. And plus, I'm not going to mention all of you. I know I can see you there. Thank you all. And go down to the audience. Thank you so much. I'm so happy for the room anyway. Very really so happy. Because I know we struggled from the beginning. But at the end, we just now is speaking. We're going to the real. Ernest hide behind Bari community / Equatorial as a region. I think that Brother Marut mentioned earlier. I'm not going to go into it. It was clear. It was very clear. Just Equatoria, not that slogan. But yeah, let's just leave it there. It's okay. And my brother Madit have mentioned it very, very clearly, and just was like, okay. The first thing that I'll begin with, the topic, mandate, and it's clear. NAS, yes, they belong to Equatoria, not Bari. If you say Bari, so I'm not sure what you come with this. What we're dealing with in the social media and what is happening is Bari. Is it all Bari? I'm sorry. It's Equatoria. Is it all Equatoria? No. Is it all Bari? No. My ancestors. What we're dealing with in social media, it is not Bari. It is Equatorial. If that's the case, what we're dealing with it is just individuals who are putting what they're putting. And those individuals, as like 90%, they not less than 20% for me to say, you know what, it's just 20%. Why can you let it go? It is like 90%. If you deal with 90% versus 20%, it has to be a percentage that dealing with it. So it seems like Equatoria, they're not happy. Why? I don't know. That's number one. So let us not fear the talk. Let talk. As my sister said earlier, it's very clear. Teresa was in her room,
Yes,
and
give me a chance to talk, please, later on.
say that again.
Moderator, give me a chance to talk later on, please, because there is question that I need to answer, and there's be denied.
Well,
Brother, we will definitely give you a chance. As long as you made it up here, we will all give you guys a chance. So thank you.
So to make things really great, I understand what happened. What happened in Mangala should not trigger the whole Equatoria to be a problem. But the issue did not just recently happen. Mangala issue just happened recently. But the issue that people were going through was there, whereby I can call it, I'm not going back to the history as I was just talking in the other room, because my sister, Teresa earlier, Teresa Tube, and I'm so happy some of them within this room were there. They heard it. Let's be careful on how we answer. What we were talking in that room was history, but history has nothing to do with our locations. South Sudan is South Sudan. Okay, if you move place to place, it is the same thing. And the good thing that I heard from one of my brothers earlier, 70% of America land is owned by federal government, not a state. No, it's not a state. Federal government own 70%. Yes, you cannot just go and sit there and do this. But if you come as you want to live in this area, nothing could prevent you. My sister, Molana, Teresa, the way she spoke, I like it. But the way she twisted is just something else. Because she's educated enough, she knows the laws, and she's trying to put things. Mayan Dengit was there explaining the history. So things turn to the history. So history is not helping us. What help us is we are South Sudanese overall, collectively. Again, in South Sudan, what is happening was not caused by individuals. It was caused by the way we lead ourselves. That's number one I want to put. Then now, individual found themselves to get opportunity. That opportunity has been given by our own government. The reason I say that is just because if the land is belong to the people, and I know Teresa said earlier, between Congo, there's a land that is really widely, nobody's there. The Hudud, the Arabic, the Hudud is like a border. You cannot just go and sit there. That's true. But am I in the border? No. I'm in South Sudan. Wherever I lived. Whether you are in Barkazal, you are where, you are Equatorial, you can just live anywhere. It doesn't cost all this. But the cost, based on the topic, is the NAS. If you remember, number one thing, don't quote me though, but yeah, quote me, that's fine. I don't mind. But don't quote me. But that's the facts. It was said that Equatoria want to be their own country, a state. Okay, when you talk about a state in America and talk about a state in South Sudan, it doesn't really come up. Okay, they want to plan to have their own state. Okay, the only thing we could do, let everybody go out, but did not look at the population that live there. You are collecting taxes. Developing is going on, and that what happened in Juba. Juba was developed based on the name that was put there, that the capital city is Juba. Everybody was there, capital city. And that's what I loved about my sister Teresa. She said, if anybody in Juba, let them be there. But why would they come here? Okay, come here. This is where I disagree with her. Come here in South Sudan. I can live everywhere. I'm a soldier. I was being brought here. I'm a demonstrator. I'm being brought here. All these things are going everywhere. And that's why the function is not under civilian. It is under the government. South Sudan have a government. And that government have a function to deliver. If that's the case, then now you're causing insecurity. And now you're blaming it to the government. And to go back, Luo Roy, to be honest, the man, his speech was 100% in a place. Why? He's asking specifically, he did not say Equatoria. I am the one who generalized. Because why? Because based on what I've been hearing. But for him, he said Equatoria. I mean, Bari. I need to know what happened. In such places, and he mentions like 4 places where incident happened, soldiers, national soldiers, which is South Sudan depend, were being attacked. There were deaths in that places. He needs to know what's going on. He was retaliating based on what happened. I've been named it wrong. It was not retaliation. It was a question to what happened. Why those who were talked to him back based on his statement? Because what he asked was investigation to move on. And how people spoke in that Mangala. I'm not even calling Bari no more. Yes, part of it. But yeah. So I'm not sure here. Let me end it in a very good way. The way you take it. In the real life, in South Sudan, let's make it easier. Our president mentioned it very clearly. He apologized in the church. I'm not sure where else in this world we can go in the church and apologize. The most thing that I know, when the president said, hey, just let's fix it. But you're not listening. Let me finish. I'm done. Yeah, I'm getting done. Just give me 1 minute. Just that's it. If the president apologized to the country, saying that, hey, in the church, the reason I brought this is just like Caesar when he apologized and things went. That's how things should go. President made it clearly and crystal that this country is belong to you. You have it. Okay, what makes you feel like I'm not a citizen of this country? I'm not this, and we're trying because in that room where I was Senegal, by the way. As a Dinka, I'm Senegal. Whoever was count in that room, or my sister Teresa, I was a Senegal. Them were just neighbor countries, then they have it. If that's the case, why are we here trying to put all these stories and not looking at the fact that let's see what is wrong? We come to the history. History come after you fix the problem. It does not come before the problem. Fix the problem, and then the history will come. Thank you.
Moderators, last part away. Well, you got that.
Madud anyar
Kiragwir,
5 minutes.
Kiragwir
Madud
Fadal.
anyar te kino lo 5 minutes kapat kujala ko juja pay ko won ke ngi jam
Oh,
atan ya.
Kiragwir, no, even I like in 5 minutes to do. I like in kind of zaman it, but they didn't do it. Kiragwir Fadal. Lakin baden there's something but like we monja. Tijam we yaga wil kun yaga chir mugu ba we ruda loy luag yaga duar ping yigi jam gade aka rut kok tamam.
Moral, key the pay, huh?
Yeah, aka rut kok tamam men ye we gati
Very
ya
good,
wil ko
very good, very
yen
good. If
ali
you guys
ping
want
tamam.
me, if you
So
guys want me,
now
I can play the war song.
konkoj kata nyan jeng. So baden kaman we monjeng gur hut kon rajo pe bi jam beter e fursa dia no moderators will give you right to. Otherwise before ba jam ter kan ngak yi telephone du kang loy refresh. Okay, refresh your screen first. Wobula tin kiragwir and then wobula tin manon after kir. So the kir koj ke manon tawale. Fadal kir.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and a special thanks to moderators. I'll be very brief. I always speak in a very brief manner. The topic is very clear. Exactly, NAS are behind the Bari and the Equatorial as the region. Why? We could see the reasons or the grievances that NAS took up arms are the same problem that are being spoken by the Bari people and the Equatorial as a region. You could see how Equatorians speak from east to west. Notably, we have had enough of John Chang from eastern Equatoria, so many of them from central Equatoria, and Bashir from western Equatoria, for which NAS, the Bari, and the Equatoria, most of them have so many things in common, of which and NAS spelled out clearly in 2017 when they rebelled against the government that they're fighting for issues such as land and cattle or headers in the region. Again, also, we have to talk of our experience. We came from a history of armed rebellion. We knew how SPLA was operating in the countryside and in towns in terms of the general application of the Sunni security forces and the SPLM, as well as the civilian. Yes, of course, NAS is operating in Equatoria. NAS is a rebel movement, and NAS is maneuvering like the way SPLA had been in the past, for which, if NAS is accused of waging attacks, then I don't see the point of people disputing the fact that NAS is a rebel fighting the government. You haven't heard from the president when he was sending the troops to Congo that there are people who are saying the issues of land and cattle are making people to join NAS. You haven't heard the response. He said, "What will Thomas Hill bring for you?" And of course, exactly, there's no much that Thomas will bring to all of us, whether the Bari speakers or the Equatorians. Like now, at present time, what SPLM has brought to us. I believe now SPLM has brought to us so much problems that we are not experiencing in the bush. Which I believe honorable movement, regardless of which tribe the leader comes from, that rebel movement will not satisfy all the tribes or the tribe that he comes from, even if he attained power. The other evidence are very clear from the SPDF intelligence. Motors or Awanat are not associated with the civil population. Even if this white army, I think they don't have Awanat, but with the SPDF intelligence gathering on the islands of Mangala Fayam, exactly the mention of 1,000 trenches, the mentions of left behind ammunitions, and especially the mortar shells. These are purely rebels, rebel equipments. We believe, yes, our youth are armed, but they're not armed to that teeth. They're not armed to that extent of having mortars, shells. They are not been acquainted. They're not been using this issue of digging trenches. It is the army that digs trenches. We have seen it a long time ago during the SPLA days, or which our white army or wherever this or Gelwing or whatever, they don't use trenches. They can fight if there's a threat, and they just fight, not using trenches. But that's evidence shows that trenches are dug by the militias or the rebels groups, such as the NAS that we're talking about. Somebody mentioned before that we are so good in lying. Exactly, it's convenience that most of us lie, regardless of our qualifications or experience, and our own personal abilities. There's this common saying in South Sudan: once a civilian took up arms and confronted by the security forces or the government forces, when they are killed in the crossfire or in the battle, they will go and people go and say, "Oh, so and so were killed, so and so were civilian." Yeah, Jamana, there's somebody who's armed. Even if it is a civilian, is a threat to the national security. We have witnessed it over the West, in America, Canada, Australia. Once you are armed with a knife, you are a threat to national security, and you must be deal with the power of the government. It is only in South Sudan where somebody will use any guns he has, but once he's killed or she's killed, people will come and say, "Oh, Mr. So and so was a civilian." This is not acceptable. I'll be very brief and short. I'm warning our people in the regions of Equatoria, please, an army is an army. Please, if you are determinations or determined to confront or to launch ambushes against SPDF, please do it at your risk. Whether you're civilian, do it at your own risk. That is what I could bring to our attention, because there's no joke with the national army. Even during the SPLA days, there was no joke. At our book that your commander that will not joke with you, because as career is something different. Military is something different. It's out of any blood relation or whatever. Once you out of the track, people will deal with you properly. And this is what I would tell our people in the region: please, if you're armed civilian and you ambush SPDF convoy, you would be dealt with. If you are Bari supporting NAS armed, you'll be dealt with, or any citizen from Equatoria. I'm speaking out of the national perspective of an independent state or the state itself, because the state cannot compromise any criminals that has come to the surface threatening the national security. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I will end here. Thanks.
Wilson, you don't like me to open my mic, but shame of fruit roll when will need weir big don't chen ko koi when biok matari ten cake buka chwartin gujoru lock chopping.
Chol kong long da lwel.
I don't understand. How can we be with no man and there is a man here? We have so many.
Honorable Manon Fadel.
Okay, shukran, Honorable Madut, and my greeting also to South Sudan Eagle Media and all moderators, the people in the panels, and the rest of the members, South Sudanese who are listening. The topic is very clear. Are NAS hide behind the Bari community, Equatorial or Equatorial region? I think I listening to the statement of Army spokespersons, and I read the statement regarding response to a statement that actually was released by Bari community on the December 30th, and followed by statement by the June 3rd by the former town mayor of Juba, attending with the visit of American ambassador to the Bari community in Juba. I think there's coordination of all these activities, and also involve incident that happened Christmas Eve and after Christmas Eve, and connected with the cattle herders. There's a lot of mixing thing in all this and what is going on. But to come to conclusion, you see, if you follow the clubhouse before the Christmas and New Year's, I think the government put security a lot in terms of preparation for the Christmas. Put together around a mixed force, including nations, I think presidential guard and police force, and then the army headquarters, I think, put together like around 3,000 force, secure the city of Juba. And if you observe in Clubhouse, all opposition, they talk about why the government is deploying the army surrounding Juba before the Christmas. And I was asking them, what is so special? You guys are asking this question. The government, the country have some malicious activities, and government want to make sure that the Juba as the capital is secure, so the people will celebrate the Christmas and the New Year's without problems. But they're having different interpretation by that time. They think that when they talk in Clubhouse here, government know even before they talk whatever they want to talk about it. Because government have its own intelligence, military intelligence, to collect the data, collect the information on the ground, and they know what is going on the ground. And I think the statement of the army responding to what civilians were talking about, what they don't know, because the army know exactly what is happening on the ground, and the statement made it clear because of the evidence in some islands, including Docking Hawks, Foxholes, Canatic, Defaia, and some artillery, military artillery that cannot be used by civilians. It's showing that the NAS actually is using civilian as a shield. And this is so dangerous for the community representative to engage in this dirty business. Covering up clear rebellions strategy
rebellion activities were planning to make some operation to disrupt people of just not to celebrate the Christmas or New Year's. It's exactly what is our actual preparation was happening on the ground. But when the secret was discovered, they turned it into involvement of community, representative of community become talking about the army should withdraw. I don't see any civilian, only in South Sudan, can ask the army in the country to withdraw from certain territory or certain area. The army have a right to be deployed anywhere in the country. Nobody can question them. They operate based on security assessment and based where their needs are required to be deployed. And no one have a question to ask them why they should deploy, what they should deploy, and what they should not deploy. And I think that development itself is too dangerous. And NAS group, the way they try to practice their rebellion is new in South Sudan. Because rebellion have to come clear if they're operating, if they launch operation or launch ambush, they have to come clear and admit it. Whether they have losses or they don't have losses, but using civilian as a shield is too dangerous. And this is what we have been saying, that you cannot inviting rebellion to your village and later on you complain that you are displaced and you are suffering, and etc. and etc. There's nothing. You cannot do two things. Either you, as a community, you isolate yourself from rebellion activities and be safe, or you mix your business with rebels, outlaw, face consequences. That's the way it is. Even in the country that are developed in the Western world, like United States, you cannot control. You cannot mix with civilian in the West Side area or any area within the city of America here, and national army going to compromise with you in America. It's a threat. It's a threat. You know. So I think the army spokesperson was clear when he asked a very genuine question: that who ambushed the South Sudan Defense Force convoy on the Christmas Eve, if there's no rebel? Because now civilian now are becoming spoken on behalf of rebellion. Civilian to become a spokesperson for defending the rebel in the heart of capital of Juba. This is so dangerous. They don't know what they are playing with. You know, I think they will answer that question. And then also the other question: who dug around the defenses foxhole in one of the islands? There's another question that need to be answered. And those 82mm shield weapons that were recovered or captured have to be explained by the community leader. Because now community leader now have to come with evidence. The army would present evidence, and they have to present their evidence to prove that the rebels are not active in those villages. You know, can civilian actually develop some defense canonically defiant for what? I don't think so. So there is a clear that there is evidence of NAS using civilian as shield, and this is too dangerous, and that's why those type of rebellion, they're lacking strategy, lacking direction, lacking division. That's what they do. The harb Asabat was at the Mortanin, and it's too dangerous. And we hope that our citizens have to understand that they don't have to associate themselves with this type of activities, even though if they want to support their son or daughter or whatever who are rebels, rebel is rebel. You know, rebel is rebel. You should not invite the rebel in your house. You will face the consequences. And I think the army is spoken clearly. And I saw a lot of people also are saying the army should not respond. The army respond after December because it's 3-page. How can the army cannot respond if the community leaders are asking the president to investigate. Okay, they will form an investigation committee, as the army spokesperson said. It will involve community leaders, will involve when they need some independent people, and they will go in the area and evidence will be represented. So after represent the evidence, what's going to happen here? It's going to happen, rebels are using civilian as a shield. And this is too dangerous for our citizens to involve in this type of dirty business. So I think that's what I can say for now, but it's totally condemn it. And those of social media, NAS spokesperson on social media, propagandists, you know, they don't understand the seriousness and dangerous of what they are doing on the ground against our civilian. You know, they don't understand. And I don't think the army will compromise their safety and safety of the citizen and security of the nation. They will do whatever in their ability to secure, and an army have a right to be deployed in anywhere in South Sudan. There's no any area that you should request the army should not be deployed. The only time that the army will not be deployed is when you are safe, citizens are safe, and your area is not presenting the threat. That's the only way you will not see the khaki or boot on the ground. But if your area present the threat, especially close to city of Juba as a capitals, there will be no joke here. That's based on the need on urgence. That's what it is. So social media propagandists, they will continue to spread their lies, and they think that they are doing a good job. They are making even worse, to my understanding, because involving citizens in rebellion and making a community leader to become a spokesperson on behalf of rebellion is too dangerous. They have to understand that. And I will stop here and thank you.
Moderate interjection, but if you can allow me, please. I beg you. Until you.
No, we have been here for a couple hours. You talk already.
Okay, thank you.
Mano na chato wabulatin General Mariali.
Yes, you can move the
I
line.
don't run the room.
You can move the line.
Interjection.
Move the line, please,
let
because
me move.
there's people waiting there. Thank you.
General Mariali, go ahead.
Yes, let Matektek or at least two people go ahead of me, and then I will step in because I'm going to be busy for the next 10 minutes. I'll clear something in my hand, and then I'm ready to jump in. I'm going to come in. Thank you.
All right, shukran. Matektek ya arka fok.
أنا ما بركب فوق، أنا بركب تحت يا زلمة، أنا ما بركب فوق. Thank you very much, Eagle Media, for inviting me. I will not be that long. Everything is been said here. People waiting there, like Sister Alex there. I can't wait to get the chance. I think she will be here. So, like if we can be a patient online, that is called the development. And development will come when we patient for anything, and that is how we can develop. So the question that is you guy was asking there, are the NAS hiding behind the Bari community or Equatoria, the coup? The only thing that is I know so far, plus the show that was conducted earlier by Teresa and some other there, including the radical Dr. Al-Haj, he don't even spoke like a unity person. So what I see from NAS people, especially Teresa, she's not a radical. She has what we call stand with your community. That is all I see from her, but I can call her is radical. She just be the part of the NAS and part of the Bari. So that is why you will see her everywhere. Anyway, what I was comparing to here, what we need to know, there is a difference here. The Bari is a community. The NAS is a group of armed, but the NAS is the Bari is a group of community. But the only thing I need to know here, some of these people, they not understand the question that it's a commander or a general rule right asking. I myself, I understand the question, but I cannot provide the answer. They my brother Manon just say here why the civilian they involved in the NAS operation. If you hear on the speech of the former mayor or somebody there, I don't know, I don't want to put it on him. They say that this is Thomas Shirilla from the NAS is our son, and we all proud of him, right? That is what the problem.
I heard that, so I'm there. So don't worry, talk.
Okay, yeah, this is what is make me. These people they can be a part of it because they proud. If Thomas Shirilla is their son, then they proud to be with him, and that is the problem. So why I say I understand the question that the commander rule right asking the people in Equatorial, which is these two groups, the group of the community of Bari and the group of NAS. They, if they understand the question that is asking by the government, then they will be okay. But if they did not understand this question that is being asked by the government, then they are in a very big trouble. Okay? Because I don't have an answer to give it now. Because it was not me was be asking. Who have this millimeter? I will not deal with Canada, for deal the Bari community, what are the NAS? And that is why I say there is a difference between us and the Bari people. So my understand the government asking these people, if they don't understand, the government want to know exactly who is the problem to them. Because the government don't want to put his hand on the wrong group. Otherwise, the community of Bari is going to deal with the government, or the NAS people, they're going to deal with the government. And that is the only this is the only that is the government need to know before they get their hand on any one of the group or both. And that is why now people is still far and they don't even want to have an answer. Who going to deal with the government? And that is why the government is want to know exactly they can deal with the Motanin Bitabari, or they can deal with the NAS, which is include whoever joined the NAS is gonna be in a problem with the government. But what I know from the NAS, even though the Bari people community, they isolate themselves from this problem, the NAS is going to involve with them in the problem, because what I hear now and what I see, the NAS operation, they have what is called hit and run. And that is all they doing all around the Equatorial, around there, central, Mangala, west and east, all of this, wherever they are, the NAS group, they have something called hit and run. And if they hit and run, who they left in this problem if they run? They left to the Motanin or civilian to be targeting. So, and that is why this is the question. If they did not still answer this question, and what I know so far, government is going to put his hand on both of these two groups. Brother Manonte or the other person who spoke there, he say even White Army, he don't have no Awanado or RPGs. Yes, of course, they don't even have no RPG. That is why last time the White Army was struggling how he can damage the Babur of Johnson Wollong. They try to bring the harp and cut the thunder. They can't make it. The last time people laughing to the White Army because the White Army was struggling how they can tear this Babur down, and they don't have no RPG and Awan. And you know the Baburis cannot be 2 minutes if you have a Kalankit, the small Awan or the RPG. You cannot even, Babu cannot even move around if you have RPG. And that is why now, last time, the White Army, they don't have no RPG. And that is why the Johnson Woloin was standing tall with his people, because you cannot do anything with a Babur if you don't have no RPG or ours. So the civilian, they cannot have this type weapon, okay? Is some people really armed? And what I was saying here, the NAS, they behind the Motanin, because they will, if things get worse, they will run and leave the Motanin in a jeopardy. And this is torture will be end up with the Motanin. Otherwise, you like it or not, it's gonna be your problem. Unless you speak up right now before things did not get bad. If things get bad, there will be no way out. And I myself, I don't feel like if the Morton who don't have anything there to be in a problem. Because if the government dealing with the NAS, it cannot dealing with the ladies, because the NAS can be a lady or can be the man or young man or young ladies, but no Nasawin or children. Okay, but if the NAS later on they don't want to isolate themselves from the Motanin, and this civilian from this Bari, they accept it to mix together with this NAS. And I see what happened before when the soldiers, military mixed with Motanin, and when the enemy came, everybody were laying down. It doesn't matter, inter General, inter Zul Kabir, everybody were laying down. And this is what I witnessed. Because we've been long-term war, a long time since 1998, you know. So we have this everything. This is a problem. So that is why if somebody asks me, hey, are you a civilian or you are the military? I can speak up and tell my position, because I don't want to be tortured with something that is I was not involved in. But Halna from this Bari, they proud of this son. That is, this is our son. We proud. So it's going to be up to them. But the NAS, they cannot show up exactly. Even now, you say they hiding behind the Motanin. Yes, they hiding there. And what they doing is, if the Talga is coming there, they will be run from it and then fell on the civilian. And this government need to know exactly they receive the answer from these people. This is a very group, young people, or the NAS, because the NAS is a group of Thomas Cirilo, including a lot of people in Equatorial. But if the government is speaking about only Bari is a community, so they should not target the only community Bari if they did not speak up. So it's going to be up to them. If they don't want to say their position from the NAS, then they're going to be in a big problem. But if the government employing people, or if for example, in a Christmas, I listening to this, a lot of people they complaining, oh, government is deploying this. This is how the responsibility of the government. You know, the government is the responsibility of anything. So they can control everything. They can do anything. You don't have no question. You know. So you don't concern, but because you concern, because the NAS people operation is not gonna be working there, because the government is gonna see. But up to now, the NAS they're gonna be in a struggling now, because now the attention now is in a jeopardy, because the government now is gonna pay attention to the especially NAS. I'm not talking about Bari community. Lano kuluna fi Junuba Sudan. There is a communities that is they support their own people, rebel, you know, rebels. But if the government ask this question exactly, this is what I say the government, thank you for the government to ask this question, because for somebody who understand, who is not a radical, you have to say your position. That is, I'm not a part of these people, even though it's our son, what he doing is not belong to us. But if you call loudly with the loudly voice and tell to all you know, we are proud, Thomas Shirela is our son, and we can be 200 proud percent. You know, this is a dangerous sound, and that is what I can say. NAS they call the hit and run. They cannot be found. But now, if there is some people they thinking they proud with their their children, that is they hit and run, then this running is gonna end up with them. But inshallah, they will answer this question because I cannot provide the question now, the answer, because it was not me asking, but I tell them the reason why the government was asking to identify who government is going to deal with. If this is the Motanin or the NAS. And that is the simple question. You just say, go to the NAS or deal with the Motanin. That's all. This is the simple question. But I need to stop here. But thank you very much. I cannot tell them all. As a sister, like there. They might sleep. I will give them the chance to go ahead. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderators.
In challenge in Matektek. Usually I don't like interjecting that much. I just like the line to continue flowing. But I've noticed the presence of someone like Simon Abui. Simon Abui, where's your girl? Teresa. Zola litum got kedibu sawa mauda. Can you invite her to come here? Look, awal fi awal ya Simon Abui, ana dar nugulek haja. Ta got katib kalam farik tet hinak, and that won't help. And let me tell you something, you are very useless, Simon. Inta zol kabir, ولita jana sakar, fi jisim bita zol kabir. Okay, nas magiraba bes mashara labiat fi digin taki de wal firas taki. Galbak umuk mufrud raba kaman. Ma tikadib shadid utishatim bagnas ukalam farik kulu diamond. Be more reasonable. If you have chosen to be a spokesperson of NAS fi clubhouse, you and Teresa Lela Jube. President Teresa, shame on you. Okay? Simon, I ask you to come up here. I will come and discuss with you. Come up here. If you open your room tomorrow and I raise up my hand, can you invite me, please, so that we reason up there? Since you are fond of your comfort zone, if you love me or if you would like me to deal with you in your comfort zone, then let's do it. Tomorrow, Loana Mashet for good for Bitak, just go and invite me. Okay? If I go to your room tomorrow, invite me. Like I just did. I invited you on 3 different occasions. Now I've just done it twice just then. If you are a real man of the truth, please come up. Let's discuss something here. You'll be treated fairly. I will give you some royal treatment. Okay? I'm not crying, Simon Abu. Inta awalik. Tabari bajadi ta wonsu wolumbare. De ajata zol kabir gudra. Someone who is over 50-year old like you. Can such a word come out of his mouth? You are a little boy in a big man body. Listen here, ya Simon. All the time, Abugarta dingabor kale durubuman, ubedurubu Abugar. Bedrubu Motinin, Al Sagin Abugar del. Now, let me tell you something. The South Sudan People Defense Forces are asking questions from 2 people or 2 organizations. The Bari community as a tribe and the NAS. And the questions are directed to the chairman of Bari community or the president of Bari community to answer some questions. Who is responsible for the crimes being committed in the area? Is it the NAS or the Bari community? Because the Bari community are asking the SSPDF to move out of the area. And where on earth does a community demand the army to get out of a certain area? Okay? Tanian Kaman, if those, Simon, you decline, okay. The other thing, if those who dug the foxholes are Mortinin, let the chairperson of Bari community state it. Or else, if they are NAS as the government think, let him state it.
And who had those mortar shells that were found on the island with 1,000 trenches or foxholes? ومئتين مواطنين بقى قاعد يافروا كنادق وما government nor rebel that attacked them, or even مواطنين تابور القسوق أبو غارتوم attack them. Answer those fundamental questions, okay? And then you think that you are a human being, ya Simon Abu. Inta ma insan. Inta kalib sakit, Umar. Fadiya ma bamsuga bedarja inta mashet fi Amerika be isum bita Denkawi. Simon Garang. Chay yini chol Garang. Rin kunila yinka Amerika. Fadiya chay yini dom. Ha? Harakati bita Abobad wala harakati bita Shamarad ya harakati tafiu. Kire kire. Unas dinka kire. Ukalam fari kire. Maras. Tal folk. Shankira ana ma breed nas denka yamlo gurfa folk in all the time. People talking wang. Ana der nas kelimu agiga firasak. Tell you the truth like men. Atla folk, you come up. Huh? Calling me daily
Yeah,
drinking
Madud, he's
officer.
not gonna come up. He's a pussy eater. Can I give my turn?
No, Kaja. Kai Simon Kalwel Akaji. Women chong en jam tong monjang, Simon Bafam tong monjang tamam. Okay? Simon Abu, if you are a man, invite me in your room tomorrow. Go and face off. One-on-one, like a man. We do like men.
Simon ran away already. He ran away. Just let him go.
No, he's scared of coming to this room. And if he open a room, I will go and deal with him right in his comfort zone. Because what works is the knowledge. If you know what is happening, is what works. If you are right, the truth comes out clear. Okay? Matikali Simon ya mulena for the everyday yaki. Kali mzemara sakit. Awalik. Now, it is two people here. And Lofi Kelip mid Equatoria command. Tal folk lo inda kalam there to Gulu. Because this Equatoria, Onyoshide, you are Lotuko. Now the government of South Sudan is asking Bari community some questions to identify the criminals. Are they Bari youth or are they NAS elements? If they are National Salvation Army Front elements, then let them identify who dug up the holes, the foxholes, the 1,000 foxholes, okay? Plus the mortar shells, Danad Beta Awan. Umunu Darab Chinese. Umunu kan gadiadruf fi ajara fi boats, ta businessman. And that businessman is even Moinuer, not Dinka. And the spokesperson for South Sudan People Defense Forces is Moinuer, not Dinka. In case you may think Dinka acted in conflict of interest. Come up if there's any Lotuko or Kakwa or any Equatorian that want to come and dispute these simple facts. Come up, Sabata, Intagated in Talu folk. Leitum Kafu. Huh? Zola Lindu Hak Magi Kafu. Yep, thank you, Sabata. You are here now. At least we will reason well. It shouldn't be only Dinka up here. Okay? Lofi Equatorian Tani, come up. Yeah, Dan the man. Tell folk, Honorable, you lies too much. Tell folk. Now Hanaku Quest. How about you, Onion shit? Onyoshide, are you there? You want to come up too? Raise up your hand. Come up.
I'm already up.
Onyoshide, Onion shit is up here. Thank you, Abuna.
Honorable.
Okay, Honorable.
No, sir. Shut your mouth. It's my turn. It's my turn.
Marialdi,
It's my turn.
Marialdi.
Alex
Hold on.
Fadal.
It's my turn, sir.
No,
Wilson,
no,
finish
Yeah.
already. It's my turn.
Good.
Hey, anti weekend jambenter. Where that the payment? Alex Fadal. Can we
Thank you.
with time? Alex has been up here since she came up. Alex, go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Wilson. Actually, I don't really want to give you some advice, but I would say I would love for you tomorrow not to go to Simon Abu's room, because that man is a loser, don't even know what he's doing in his life. He need to put his kids and his wife together. Then from there, he just need more follow. And anytime he open the room and call you in his room, he want like to see Maduda Anyar up there. So a lot of people will come and see what Maduda is saying, his room to be full. As soon he know his room have 100 people, he will drop you down. So my brother, please do not go to those people's room, because you're so bigger than that and you are relevant and those people are not relevant. Anyway, make long story short, I'm talking to the people down there. Pay
Anok,
my
this is
word.
the thing. Anok, listen here. This is the thing. When those people lie there and nobody go and dispute or argue the facts that have been presented by their lying group, useless people out there, they will take their statements as being true. Okay?
And that will never be
So
true. We know the truth.
now I will go there,
And
but
they
the
did
fact
not.
remains.
And they did not allow you, Madudanya, to finish to make your statement. We were there before. That is the case.
They will never even invite me up. Teresa and Simon never invite me. Okay? But John Ochang is a brave man. He's Lotuko. Dazol gisugu bagar. Lakin nasal min gabal al magisugu abugardel de marasin sakit. So anyway, Alex, Fadal, I'll
Yeah.
go and
So
deal with them
anyway,
tomorrow.
can nobody cut me off, please, in the name of Jesus, my mother? Thanks. I got my 5 minutes. Can I finish it in peace? Thank you.